Hi everyone, it's Mari Clarke here for Trinity Stamps. I'm going to be creating a slimline card for you today. Here's an image of the card I'm going to be creating, and I'm going to start off with the Cake and Candle Builder stencil. Here you can just see that I have a piece of white cardstock underneath the stencil here on my desk, and I'm going to use a bunch of rainbow colored dye inks here from PinkFresh Studio to blend on the ink. I'm using my Trinity Stamps ink blending tool here, and I'm using some passion fruit, apricot, sunshine, and key lime, aquamarine, ocean breeze, soft lilac, and lavender inks from PinkFresh. And I will list those in the description box below if you're interested in knowing what colors I'm using here. But I'm just using these to blend these candles across my white cardstock. I'm using some Nina Solar White 80-pound cardstock here. And my idea was to blend my candles in a rainbow color where each color of ink kind of is going to be covering two candles, but kind of overlapping a little bit in the color and just blending them from left to right in that way in a rainbow fashion. So I really like how this turned out. I think it turns out really pretty. I love these inks. I like the colors that I chose. I think they just look really nice together, and you'll just see me finishing up this blending. So this is a really fun stencil. With this stencil, you can create obviously candles. You can create a cake. You can put some candles on the cake. There's a little banner. There's some little things to decorate your cake with, etc. A little cake stand. It's really fun. It's a really fun stencil set, and it works really, really well for slimline cards. You could definitely use this with many different size of cards, but it is sized so that it works well for anything as large as slimline all the way down to a smaller size card. So there you can see what that looks like when it's all finished. Now I just took that to my trimmer. I've trimmed that out, and now I'm going to use the Slimline stitched strips to die cut these candles out into strips. I just thought it would look neat if they're separated a little bit using this strip set of dies. This is a really cool die set, and you can see the other ones just kind of above on my desk there. Definitely go to the Trinity shop and check these out. I will link up in the description box to them down below, and you can see a bunch of samples that the design team has created with this die set. It's really fun to use to create a bunch of different elements for your cards. So I cut, using the largest die in the set, I cut two of my candles, or the two strips from my candles here, the top and kind of like the middle, or the second from the bottom, so that I've got two large strips and then a couple of smaller strips, so that I end up with 4 strips in total for my card front. So you can see the narrow strip that was left from trimming out the first large piece that I cut, and then the second large piece is at the top, and then it left that other skinny strip, so that when I put these all together onto my card base with some foam adhesive, it's just going to look kind of fun and interesting. These are the Rainbow Brights Slimline Slimline paper pad papers. These are so gorgeous. I mean, I just can't even with these. They're so, so pretty. And I really wanted to use the one with the rainbow stripes behind my candles here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some foam adhesive on each one of these strips that I've cut with my Slimline stitched strips dies. And in that way, like I said, create some dimension with these candles on that rainbow paper. So it's just going to be really fun. This is a really neat way to create some interest with your stenciled pieces that you might be working on in your space. So I'm going to just trim up a bunch of those foam bits there to back my pieces. You can see that I've trimmed off the very end so that I just have a little bit of that rainbow cardstock showing at the very top and the very bottom, and then in between the strips of the candles. Now I'm taking a piece of cardstock that I have sized for a slimline card. I'm going to score it at 3.5 here, which is half of my 7-inch piece of cardstock here. I'm just going to fold it on the score line here, and that will give me my slimline card base. Just going to get that folded on that score line and get that all nicely folded with my bone folder here. I'll just burnish that with my Teflon bone folder here. And now I have my nice crisp white slimline base. That's going to be perfect for this card front piece that I have created. It does leave, and I will push this up on my desk in a second here so you can see it. It does leave a really nice white margin at the top and bottom of the card front piece here. So I am going to slide that up so you can see that there, but it just makes this really fun card front. Now I am going to be using this stamp set. This is such a great set, the Pretty Party Decor set. And I'm mostly just going to be, and I'm actually not mostly, I'm only going to be using the sentiment from this set, but it's so pretty. So I stamped it out with some nice crisp black cardstock, and I'm just going to fussy cut it out and use that on my card front for my sentiment. I'm also going to embellish with the rainbow reflection rhinestones, and that's going to finish my card. Have an amazing day, friends, and I'll see you another time. Bye-bye.